This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on 39 Dunedin News, a voice for Dunedin's teenagers as the city's first youth council is selected. Protesters in Dunedin join the nationwide fight against the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement. And discovering your family tree. Genealogy experts provide the chance to trace your ancestors. Good evening, Dunedin. I'm Callum Proctor. Problems facing local youth are being tackled by a group of teenagers. 15 secondary school pupils have been selected for the city's first youth council, and they're giving a fresh perspective to civic issues.
Fresh faces in a well-known place. These youth councillors check out the inside of the DCC chambers. They're among 15 high schoolers chosen to give Dunedin teens a voice in local government. City Councillor Aaron Hawkins helped create the Youth Council and says the members have a lot of work ahead of them.
This first intake, their main challenge is to design the system for years beyond this in terms of what the role is and the representation and the membership of the Dunedin City Youth Council. The
creation of this council is the last stage in a three-part DCC project targeting youth. The council wants teens more involved in decision-making, as they currently have little interaction with local government. Hawkins says these young councillors have been chosen based on their leadership experience and skills. And although it's early days, the group's unified over the major challenges facing the city's younger residents.
High school students getting their voice out, it's pretty hard.
I don't feel like I have much of a voice in things, and I was just really, when I saw this opportunity, I thought it would be a great opportunity to get your opinions out.
I think it's getting better in more recent times, but I think it's a bit lacking, and I think having something like a youth council is really going to help get the voice out there.
They say initiatives like the Youth Council are a good step towards giving teens a greater say in the community. And ideas are already forming, with one councillor proposing a solution to the problem of teenage boredom.
I'd like to achieve a teen space is my idea. So somewhere for teens to go and hang out that isn't the area in the library, so that they can just meet new friends and have a warm, dry place to be hanging out in.
The first Youth Council meeting will take place early next month, giving members a chance to represent their peers and provide a fresh take on local issues. David DeLorean, 39 Dunedin News.
A sea lion has ventured close to the city, giving residents an opportunity to watch it sunbathing at the top of the harbour. The sea lion spent the morning lying in the sun on a jetty in front of the old Custom House restaurant. It attracted a few onlookers and happily posed for photographs. Local Department of Conservation rangers were called to monitor the animal. New Zealand sea lions have just been listed as endangered. They're one of the rarest species of sea lions in the world and mostly live around the local coastline. People are urged to keep a respectful distance from them, particularly when walking dogs. Well, local opposition to the government's latest international trade agreement is stronger than ever. More than 2,000 people have taken to the central city to protest the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement, and they're committed to fighting the deal for as long as it takes.
Just under 2,500 protesters filled Dunedin's CBD, opposing the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement, which they say is the biggest issue facing New Zealand at the moment.
For now, this is the main thing we need to worry about.
I think it's one of the biggest issues facing the world at the moment.
Absolutely. I think this is the biggest issue at the moment because it has, from what I know, has some pretty major implications on what happens to us as a country.
And they're concerned for a whole host of reasons, from secrecy to corporate privatisation and the cost of medicine.
What the TPPA represents is almost like a corporate overruling, which will take over the sovereignty of the nations which sign up to it.
It's a bill that has been drafted in secret predominantly, and the only thing that we know about it is what's been leaked.
That gives the people no power and there's just corporate greed that's trying to get to the top, benefit themselves.
Everything that I've read about it, it seems to have some pretty big implications for the sovereignty of our country.
Protest organiser Jen Olsen says there's significance to the timing of this protest, the fourth of its kind in Dunedin.
It follows on from the last meeting of the ministers in Hawaii, where, as you know, they failed to reach agreement. And our message today to the government is TPPA, walk away.
She's confident protests are making a difference towards the government's attitude on the TPPA and says that's the intention, with more than 20 simultaneous rallies around the country.
Dunedin has done us proud.
And residents are poised for the next gathering, dependent on the government's next move. Rosie Mannins, 39 Dunedin News.
The government's intervening in a proposed merger of Aoraki Polytechnic and the Christchurch Polytechnic Institute of Technology. Aoraki's Dunedin campus may close if the merger goes ahead. The Polytechnic's based in Timaru and managers are focused on serving the wider Canterbury area. Now, Tertiary Education, Skills and Employment Minister Stephen Joyce is calling for public submissions. The government's required to be involved in the merger proposal, as it could include the disestablishment of a tertiary organisation. Joyce will accept submissions over the next month before making a recommendation. If Aoraki's Dunedin campus closes, Otago Polytechnic might pick up its courses and students. Locals passionate about learning their ancestry are getting some professional guidance. A genealogy showcase has been organised by the local branch of the National Genealogy Society for Family History Month, and expert family detectives as well as amateurs are seizing the opportunity.
Using modern technology to gain an insight into the past. Dozens of people, all enthusiastic about their family history, are gathered for a 2-day genealogy showcase. And local branch coordinator Robin Thorburn says the main aim is to inspire residents to continue digging.
I hope they'll get the enthusiasm to go on and do more work for their own personal family trees.
The New Zealand Society for Genealogists has about 150 members in Dunedin, with many keen to learn more about the field from guest speaker and former Society President Michelle Patient. She's in the city sharing her years of research experience and her enthusiasm for family history in general.
It's a bit like a jigsaw puzzle where you don't have the photograph on the top of the box and you don't have any straight edges to make it easy to start off. But people often have a disconnect from their family, either recent or more historic, because we're a nation of migrants. We've all come here from somewhere else.
Her presentation focuses on the use of modern technology to conduct in-depth research, such as using Facebook and Google Alerts to start investigations, giving people the tools to discover just how different the world was for their ancestors.
It's often about understanding our cultural roots better, knowing who we are and where we came from, or maybe it's just that Granddad ran off and we wish we know what the story was, you know. So there's the skeletons to uncover in the closet.
Patient says many people find it exciting to learn new things about their family history, which can help them gain a sense of who they are based on where they've come from.
It's something which you're filling a gap in your knowledge or you're healing old wounds, and then for others it's just the fun of the mystery because you have no idea.
Thorburn hopes this is just the start of family history research for showcase participants and of a wider local interest in the past. Ruby McAndrew, 39 Dunedin News.
Still to come on 39 Dunedin News, a university researcher explains her study into how kiwi fruit affects gut health. And later a look at the Athletics Otago's cross-country series, which wrapped up at the weekend.
Tune into Girls Talk on Dunedin Television, where we show you what's hot in Dunedin.
Every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell menswear, it fits.
Active Furnishers Limited, home of quality service with superior product and an in-house design team who are always happy to advise and create an imaginative solution for you. Active Furnishers Limited, part of Dunedin's design history.
Discover New Zealand's most innovative museum, Toitu Otago Settlers Museum. 14 stunning galleries, 3 distinct architectural styles, and 1 million intriguing stories are yours to discover at Toitu Otago Settlers Museum. Open daily next to Dunedin Railway Station and with free admission. Toitu Otago Settlers Museum.
Are you within your legal rights to take one life in order to save another? Welcome to the ambiguities of law. Because whilst the law may be clear, there is still room for both yes and no.
What? No!
The decision will depend on logical thinking and the art of argument. And this is what we learn at New Zealand's first and world-renowned law faculty.
You can stop now!
I'm Latafale, and this is my place in the world.
Take your place in the world.
Hedges are something we almost take for granted. A good hedge needs regular maintenance to look its best and to add value and character to your property. For all your hedge care needs, call the team at SGC Services on 0800 783 453.
Hi, I'm Mike Kernahan, Chief Executive of the Cancer Society Otago and Southland Division. On 28th of August, we celebrate 25 years of Daffodil Day. Daffodil Day helps us provide care, comfort and hope to people who have a cancer diagnosis and their families. It helps us run health promotion programs so there might be less cancer in the future, and it funds vital cancer research. So please give generously this Daffodil Day. Text HOPE to 469 to donate $3 or visit daffodilday.org.nz and help us make this Daffodil Day the biggest and best yet.
Wake up time and another frantic day ahead for Haraway's Oat Singles. With 3 delicious flavours in each pack, they don't last long with this family. They're so convenient and tasty, and they're ready in seconds. Haraway's Oat Singles are the ideal breakfast or snack on the run for today's busy families. And there's a flavour to suit everyone. Beat the rush and make sure you get your favourite flavour. Haraway's Oat Singles. Try new Kiwi Favourites Caramel Variety Pack.
A lifestyler to me is a person maybe wanting to escape the hustle and bustle of a big city, wanting some animals, maybe able to grow their own veggies, have chickens, get their own hens. A lifestyle block can be your supermarket, just a good way of living, and a lot of people enjoy that rather than being in a city, a very sustainable way to live.
Welcome back. Dunedin house prices are up 6% compared to this time last year. Across Otago, the median house price is up $23,000. Sales are also up with a 9% rise in the city, but the number of sales has fallen slightly since June. Local real estate commentators say there's still a significant number of buyers in the market and new listings are attracting plenty of attention. Nationwide, house prices and sales continue to rise. And on that note, let's take a look at today's financials. Firstly, to the markets and the NZX 50 finishing the week on a strong note, up 31 points to 5,727. And to the exchange rates, the New Zealand dollar falling ever so slightly against the US dollar today, but up against the other major currencies that we monitor. Well, residents are being invited to take part in a university study about the effects of kiwi fruit on gut health. Alex Lebransky is involved in the research and she's here to tell us more about it this evening. Good evening, Alex.
Hi there, how's it going?
What are you aiming to learn through this study?
So basically we're looking to confirm previous research that the zestberry green kiwi fruit has shown digestive health benefits in laxation or bowel movements and comfort with that.
So how do you go about conducting this research?
So obviously, I mean, it's carried out at the university, which is really important for zestberry in terms of running that independent sort of clinical trial, which gives the consumers, that sort of integrity of results. So we're getting people to come into the university for 6 clinic visits, and we're running them through a series of questionnaires that sort of ask them about their gut health and that sort of quality of life things, yeah.
So who can be involved here?
So we're looking for 22 healthy participants and 22 participants who suffer from constipation. Currently our healthy group is full, and now we're just seeking those who suffer from constipation.
Are you looking at a specific age range? Or?
Yeah, so we're about 18 to 65. Yeah, so pretty broad there. Yeah.
So what will you monitor in these participants, other than the obvious?
Yeah, so we're getting them doing food diaries and also a daily bowel habit diary, which pretty funny, but I mean, obviously, you know, really interesting and helpful for these people. So yeah, we're getting them to eat kiwi fruit for a month, and also we're getting them to have a Metamucil for a month, so it's a randomised crossover trial.
Is this the first of its kind, this study, or is this been done before?
No, there have been studies done in New Zealand and also sort of Hong Kong, China, that kind of thing as well, looking at the effects of the green kiwi fruit on the digestive health, and the majority do show that there is really a benefit to it in people who suffer from constipation.
So how will you use these findings?
So it's for Zespri, and it's just looking to confirm those research that's happened before, yeah.
Have you had many people volunteer come forward so far?
Yeah, we've had about 100 people with emails and calls and things like that. So the response has actually been really positive, which is fantastic. And you know, they get a month's worth of kiwi fruit from us, and obviously they get travel expenses and a bit of their time reimbursed as well.
So do you need more, or are you?
Yes, we do need more. Yeah, we do need about 20 people for the constipated group. Yeah.
So what is it about the kiwi fruit here that makes such a difference?
Yeah, so there's properties within the kiwi fruit that have been shown to help with digestive health. So the fibre in the kiwi fruit really helps just sort of bulk up and get things moving. And there's also an enzyme called actinidin, which is the main enzyme or predominant enzyme in the kiwi fruit that helps with that digestive sort of motility and things.
We should all be eating at least one a day.
At least one a day, too, if you really want things going.
Right, Alex, thanks for your time this evening.
Yeah, not a problem, cheers.
Okay, after the break on 39 Dunedin News, we explain why giant bubbles mark the start of Cystic Fibrosis Awareness Week, and a bit of rain is forecast around the region tomorrow. Details coming up in our local weather.
Sir Bob Charles, New Zealand's greatest golfer and still going strong.
I'm sure that Sportsville was a contributing factor to my success, and I'll continue to use it.
Sir Bob Charles Sportsville, a product so good he puts his name to it.
Well, I believe Sportsville helps maintain your quality of life.
Now being used by active men and women globally to support strength and mobility.
It works for me.
Sir Bob Charles Sportsville in the new all black pack. Call now for the Sportsville special 0800 502 402.
Big Orange for all your movies, records, books and games. Pre-loved needs and vinyl records, 45s, DVDs. A South Dunedin family-owned business for over 15 years. Check us out on Facebook, opposite Westpac on the sunny side of King Edward Street.
Moving around the corner, overseas, Best Removals Otago Limited, specialists in household removals and business relocations, as well as packing materials, secure storage. Best Removals can do it all. 0800 266 834.
It has no arms, no legs, has a drill in its mouth up to 8 hours a day and still never complains. It's one of 72 mannequin torsos in our new $3.8 million dental simulation lab. The first and only facility of its kind in New Zealand. My name is Nikki Rose Coltolaro, and this is my place in the world.
Take your place in the world.
Active Furnishers Limited, home of quality service with superior product and an in-house design team who are always happy to advise and create an imaginative solution for you. Active Furnishers Limited, part of Dunedin's design history.
For 30 years, Southern Clams have harvested New Zealand littleneck clams in the coastal waters of Otago. Hand harvesting to order at the right place and time ensures perfection of every clam you eat. New Zealand littleneck clams, harvested for you by Southern Clams.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
Oh, lifestyler can be anybody. We look at a lifestyler as someone who perhaps has been a farmer and is retiring into a smaller block. It could be someone who's working here in Dunedin and has a few acres at home. It could be mum and the kids with the pony on an acre. You know, it's anyone that's got a little bit of land rather than just the quarter-acre section.
A group of domestic burglars is being sought by police following another daytime raid in the central city. A collection of electronic gaming equipment was stolen from a Jones Street house in the latest incident. The female owner returned home at 3:30 in the afternoon and saw a group of people leaving her property. She managed to get a good look at one man who quickly fled the scene. The Caucasian man's believed to be aged between 20 and 25. He has dark hair and was wearing a maroon-coloured hoodie with grey sleeves. Cross-country running is an expanding sport in the city thanks in part to a series of winter races. The Athletics Otago program has just concluded with a drizzly run through Rotary Park, and now the organisation's looking to further encourage young participants.
Despite the winter weather, Dunedin's young runners are once again pushing their limits, with dozens of kids involved in a cross-country race at Rotary Park, battling against steep uphill and downhill sections and areas dense with trees. The conclusion of Athletics Otago's Kids Cross-Country series, aimed at increasing activity among youngsters.
And also to give them some experience at running in races as a lead up to the primary school cross countries that all the regions have, leading towards the Otago primary school and intermediate school cross country.
This is the fourth of these events, held over the past few months, open to pupils from the area's primary and intermediate schools. Hundreds have competed in the series, itself inspired by similar runs in Wellington.
The events have been really successful. We've had roughly from about 30 to 50 children competing at each one. Some have been repeat children, so some children have competed in all four, and we've had new children come along to each one as well.
Knox says the series has been a great chance to introduce local kids to what's in their backyards. With so many suitable running spots in the city, she's pleased to introduce kids to some lesser known areas. And with the programme's success, attention's turning to next year as organisers look to grow cross-country's popularity.
It does have a lot of participation in the primary school area and the intermediate schools at their school cross countries. In the Harrier Club scene, it's going okay as well, and we're doing our best to increase involvement.
Knox says Athletics Otago is looking at introducing a team-based cross-country event in 2016. And she's on the lookout for new clubs to help run more of these events, with an eye to expand into Mosgiel, all to help local school pupils get active. David DeLorean, 39, Dunedin News.
Well, a bit of fun at the city's railway station has raised awareness about a serious condition. Giant bubbles were the main attraction at the popular tourist spot on Saturday morning. The showcase marked the start of Cystic Fibrosis Awareness Week. Bubbles are symbolic because people with the disease struggle to blow bubbles as a result of poor lung function. The Cystic Fibrosis Otago branch will also hold a street appeal to raise money for nebuliser units. They're each worth about $1,200 and help with treatment. Some money may also be used as heating grants for locals with cystic fibrosis. Now recapping tonight's top stories on 39 Dunedin News. Problems facing the city's teenagers are being tackled by a newly appointed youth council in a bid to increase civic engagement. More than 2,000 people have taken their opposition of the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement to the streets in a mass protest. And a local genealogy showcase is helping residents learn about their ancestry as part of the National Family History Month. Now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. We welcome in Bruce Query. Hi Bruce.
Hi Callan. Well, some of Otago's worst drivers, some drink drivers at the weekend, have come under some harsh criticism. 17 caught for drink driving over the weekend in some atrocious conditions. The worst of them was 3 times over the limit. We've been talking to a woman from Dunedin named Hannah Scott, who's been on a long road to recovery from a car crash. 6 years ago it happened, and she's only just recently passed her University of Otago French paper with a -A, and so she's going strong there. The University of Otago proctor says that fine weather in the late summer might be to blame for a spike in student disciplinary cases this year. And our travel section goes to the United States to look at some ancient sites over there, plus don't miss our lift out for your weekly TV guide.
All right, thanks Bruce. Tomorrow's ODT. All right, time now for a look at local weather.
This local weather report proudly brought to you in association with Silberhorn Sportsville.
And today's city view taken of low tide at the Andersons Bay Inlet. 3 o'clock temperatures today, 10 in the city and 12 at the Gardens. Slightly warmer still on the Taieri, 13 degrees this afternoon. Forecast for the main towns in the lower South Island for tomorrow. Invercargill has some rain, nor'wester easing and 13. Gore, some brief rain as well, 13. Gusty westerly for Te Anau and 13. Alexandra has brief rain and 14. Queenstown tomorrow, a bit of rain and 13. A fresh nor'wester for Oamaru, 16 there. Wanaka, a gusty nor'wester and 14. And Twizel doesn't escape the rain and 14 for tomorrow. Here in Dunedin tonight, the nor'easter freshens. The low is 7 for us. Tomorrow, high cloud and some brief afternoon rain. The nor'easterly, the high 14, the low 3. To Wednesday, mainly fine, but evening showers with a southwest change for Wednesday evening. The high 12 and the low will be 4. Finally, to the Southern Clams tidal and fishing information. Low tide is after midnight, 20 past midnight. High tide tomorrow morning, 6:17. Tomorrow evening, beg your pardon, 6:17. And fishing is rated as good for tomorrow. Best at around about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's our local news for this Monday. On behalf of all the crew, have a good night.
This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.